In 1901, something historic happened in the world of literature. For the very first time ever, the Nobel Prize in Literature was awarded. And instead of choosing a loud, revolutionary, or extremely famous writer, the Nobel Committee surprised the world by honoring a quiet French poet named Sully Prudhomme. Even today, people still ask the same question. Why did Sully Prudhomme win the Nobel Prize? Why was he chosen over giants like Leo Tolstoy, Henrik Ibsen, or Émile Zola? To understand the answer, we have to go deep into his life, his childhood, his struggles, his ideas, his poetry, and the values of the time he lived in. This is the full story of Sully Prudhomme. Sully Prudhomme's real name was René-François Armand Prudhomme. He was born in Paris, France, into a middle-class family. His father was a shop owner, and his family lived a modest but stable life. His childhood was quiet and disciplined. From a young age, he showed signs of being sensitive, thoughtful, and intellectually curious. He loved reading, thinking, and observing the world around him. But tragedy struck early in his life. He lost his father while he was still young. This loss deeply affected him emotionally and psychologically. From that moment on, sadness, reflection, and a sense of human fragility became permanent themes in his personality and later in his poetry. As a child, Sully Prudhomme also suffered from weak health and serious eye problems. He was often forced to stay indoors while other children played outside. This isolation pushed him deeper into books, imagination, and silent thinking. Instead of sports or physical activities, he spent his time reading poetry, philosophy, and science. This unusual combination of interests later became the foundation of his unique poetic voice. In school, he was an excellent student. He showed strong abilities in mathematics and science. Second, wounded soldiers and medical workers should be treated as neutral and protected during war. His ideas spread fast. In 1863, Henry helped create what would become the International Committee of the Red Cross (ICRC). In 1864, his vision became international law, when the First Geneva Convention was signed. For the first time in history, nations agreed to protect wounded soldiers and medical workers during war. Henry Dunant had changed humanity forever. But here's the shocking part. Despite creating the Red Cross, Henry Dunant lost everything. His business failed. He went bankrupt. He was forced out of the Red Cross leadership. And for decades, he lived in poverty and loneliness. For nearly 30 years, the world forgot him. Then, in 1895, a journalist discovered Henry living quietly in a small nursing home in Haydn, Switzerland. The world suddenly remembered the man who changed history. In 1901, Henry Dunant became the first ever winner of the Nobel Peace Prize. He shared the prize money with the poor and donated much of it to charity. Henry Dunant died on October 30, 1910. At the age of 82, in Haydn, Switzerland. He never married. He never had children. But today, millions of lives are saved every year because of his idea. His legacy lives on through the International Red Cross, the Red Crescent, international humanitarian law, and every volunteer who helps victims of war and disaster. So the next time you see the Red Cross symbol, remember this one man. Henry Dunant. A businessman. A dreamer. A humanitarian. The man who proved that one human being can change the world.